So today we are in downtown historic Beaufort, and me and Tim, my videographer, are going to be riding around and looking at some recently sold properties all the way from $300,000 all the way up to $1 million plus, so you can kind of get an idea for what you get for the money in historic downtown Beaufort, and we'll be showing you around the streets a little bit so you get a feel for it. Tim, you ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's head out. All right, so we're at our first house here. This is on Duke Street. Looks like this one sold for $535,000. It was built in 1920. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, just over 1,200 square feet. Very cute little cottage. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, I love this. This is in a good spot, and it's very cute, and it's brand new.
Cool. Well, let's head on to the next one. All right, so we're rolling on to our next place here, and I think it's only about a half a mile away. You like this area, Tim?
Yeah, this is a great area. It's super close to downtown Beaufort. It's just a block or two a walk away. Great restaurants, great coffee shops, and then the bluff on Beaufort is like what it's all about, downtown Waterfront.
And Water Festival is going on right now, isn't it?
Yep, right now the whole week we're filled with vendors and concerts and all kinds of fun stuff to do downtown.
That's like a week-long deal?
Yep, every year.
Yeah, I love all these little old kind of cottages. These are all probably about from the 1920s, you think?
Yeah, I'm not certain, but I think that would probably be a good guess. Most of them are needing to be remodeled at this point.
And what is this cemetery over here?
Now, I'm not certain of the actual name. It's the Evergreen Cemetery there on the sign. But right across the street is the National Cemetery.
Right, that's the big one.
That's the big one for all the military.
Okay. And you're going to Water Festival tonight, aren't you?
Yep. Me and my daughter's going down. We're having Caribbean night. So.
Okay. And you were telling me that there's different themes each night?
Yep. We got a Motown night, a Caribbean night, a country night, usually some type of rock and roll cover band night. And then they have a event where it's like a Lowcountry supper.
Yeah.
You can go down there and get like frogmore stew. And then there's also a night that's all for kids. There's a kids' day that goes into a teens night.
Teen dance night.
Yeah. That was yesterday.
And then there's also like a local talent show too, right?
Yep. The talent show, I forgot to say, yeah, that is usually good times because there's kids out there to older folks. You never know who's going to be out there doing singing and dancing and having good times. And that's a free one if you have a Water Festival shirt.
Yeah, I've been to the talent show quite a few times, but I haven't gone to a lot of the other events, unfortunately. And we were just talking earlier, I need to make a whole dedicated video about the Water Festival, so maybe that's going to be next year. So we're making a right on Lafayette Street right now, and this is the National Cemetery on the right-hand side, and that's definitely a really interesting place to visit. And we are almost to our next stop here, and for you guys watching at home, I really just wanted to give you a variety of pricing if you want to be in the historic downtown part of Beaufort, where you can either bike or walk or whatever to all the shops, dining, restaurants in and around Bay Street. And there's so much history and culture down here. And so all of these houses we're going to see are within a few miles, just maybe a 1 to 2 square mile radius of each other. And we're getting ready to make a right here on Park Avenue.
Which, fun fact, at the end of Park Avenue, there's the Basil Green baseball field, and that's where Forest Gump was cutting the grass.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they made the whole road dirt. They covered it in dirt, and they had him out there cutting grass.
Oh my gosh, that is cool. That, if you want to go gumping 16, well, we're not going to say the address here, but all right, so this is on Park Avenue right here. And this one recently sold for $385,000. It was on the market for 69 days, built in 1954 and 840 square feet. So pretty small, but if you want to be in the downtown area and you want a cute little cottage, it's a good choice. All right, let's head to the next one.
Let's do it.
All right, so the next one that we're going to go to is on Lafayette Street, which I think is only about less than a quarter mile away. And one of the things that I love about Beaufort is you've got all these gigantic oak trees draped in Spanish moss. And I love Bluffton and Hilton Head too, but I feel like Bluffton kind of clear cut all the trees and they made all the planned unit developments with the golf courses and the pools and the fitness centers. And, you know, Beaufort is a little more old school. It feels like, you know, you're in a small town, a historic little town. Not everything is behind gated communities. You're just in kind of a traditional style neighborhood. Oh, there's that that park you were talking about.
Yeah,
so that's where they shot the Forest Gump scene. So if you want a traditional style, kind of old school neighborhood, Beaufort might be the right bet. All right, so the second house on the right here, this one is built in 2018, it says, even though it looks a little more historic. It's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it sold for $470. So that'll give you a little flavor. And square footage on that one, I don't know, they didn't say square footage. So anyway, that'll show you what that looks like, and let's head on to the next one. All right, so our next one we're going to is just over a mile away, so we got a little bit of driving to do. But man, these are on the water over here, right?
Yeah,
Tim?
all these are on the water. It's really nice properties over here.
Yeah,
this is down, like they call this Pigeon Point.
Yeah, so those are going to be millions.
I would imagine, probably at least. But there are some of the smaller ones, and there probably are a couple that you could do a little remodeling on, because this was an older neighborhood too. But a lot of opportunities are coming up.
All right, so we're making a right on Rogers again, and not sure if watching at home if you can hear that jet in the background, but that is the F-35s from the airbase. And so you live over here, Tim. How often do you hear those jets going overhead?
The sound of freedom.
The sound of freedom.
You know, there are areas in town where it is in the flight path and you hear them more often, and then sometimes you don't. They do certain missions, but it's really nothing that you can't get used to, because, you know, it's America and we're the land of the free and they're protecting us.
Yeah.
But I do know there are a couple of neighborhoods, I think, that you have to sign a paper saying that you're aware that it might happen.
Yeah, if you buy out in Habersham, they make you sign that disclosure.
Yeah. And when you're right in the flight path, it could be noisy when they are flying.
And so on the right here, we're just going past the National Cemetery on the other side of it. And Sea Island Marine on the left, I actually bought a boat engine there for my son's little John boat, and the guy was extremely fair with me. So if you need a boat motor or you're looking for a boat, Sea Island Marine right there is a good choice. The guy was very fair with me. If you message me, I can give you his phone number. I just don't have it handy. So right now, we're going up a few blocks, and have you eaten a black sheep right there?
Man, I haven't, but I've only heard great things about it.
It is so good. Their sandwiches, they have different menus. Absolutely incredible.
And he's a chef, so he's always doing something cool, I've heard.
Yeah, something different all the time. So if you guys want to try a unique restaurant, go to Black Sheep. All right, so we're going to make a right here on Charles Street. And this house is on Charles Street, so we're just going to go up a few blocks. And definitely, that's an older looking building there. Yeah. I wonder what that used to be, Tim.
Someone's house, I think. I don't remember it ever being in business since I've been around. But
that's ready for a remodel.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of good opportunities for that down here. Great location.
And kind of a mixture of commercial and residential in here.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's the second building right here. So believe it or not, that one recently sold, and it looks like that's commercial and probably a real estate group in there. But that one sold for $725,000, and 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and yeah, looks like was a house, but must have gotten converted into a commercial space. But ready to head to the next one?
Yeah, let's head to the next one.
Okay. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know every time I put out a new video. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel, and I'm a local real estate agent. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or even 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. Now let's jump back into our tour of historic downtown Beaufort, and I better get my eyes back on the road. I'm almost to a stop sign. All right, so we had to make a little U-turn and we're heading back the direction that we already came. So we're gonna go up here to Boundary, which Boundary is one of the main roads. And one of the other things I wanted to point out to you at home watching is like homes here, you can have like you can have a boat parked in your yard, you can have stuff in your yard, nobody's going to call and complain to the HOA. So if you like a little more relaxed vibe, then Beaufort might be more up your alley. All right, so we're making a right here on Newcastle. And we're just going to go down a block or two. You said you got a cousin that lives around here, Tim?
Yeah, Newcastle Street is old school, young Tim adventure time.
All right, we got one more. This one right here on the right. So that house right there, that was built in 1953. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,520 square feet. It's on a 1/3 of an acre lot, and that one sold for $605. All right, so Tim, you were saying we're going to take a little roundabout way to get to the next house because it's so pretty back in this.
Yeah, over here in the Pigeon Point area, they have the Pigeon Point Park, and it's a really nice area for kids to play and everything else. And it's kind of extension where we just were off the water there, and there's a boat landing down there. Some really nice properties down there, but it's all located. We're all in a central area here. And
are we going
walkable.
straight or we?
Yeah, we're going to take a right up there at that right next
right
to the
here.
baseball field again. Yeah.
All right. So this is the Forest Gump baseball field again?
Yep, he was in this area right there, and his little snapper red thing taking care of business.
Keep
Go
going.
that stop sign, take it right. Yeah.
All right.
But all this is great because it's walkable. It's nice, like you said, you can have stuff out there. There's really no HOAs that I'm aware of in the bulk of downtown Beaufort.
Yeah.
And if you really like to get out and walk, it's a great area to have your dogs or your kids playing. And you can be right downtown at your favorite coffee shop. Or
the other thing too, I think is different from Bluffton and Beaufort and Hilton Head and everything is, Bluffton is 95% or more, maybe 99% people from New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, because there was only 1,000 people there 20, 30 years ago, and now there's a lot more, to where Beaufort still has a real Southern feel. Like there's a lot of people that live here that, their families go back 4, 5, 6 generations. And so it definitely has a more local vibe. Not that they don't welcome newcomers. So if you are thinking about relocating here, are we going straight here, Tim?
we'll right here, yeah.
Not that they don't welcome newcomers, because there are plenty of transplants here. But if you want to meet some real Southern people and you want to, feel that Southern hospitality that everybody's known for, Beaufort has that.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. I've lived here my whole life.
So you were born in Beaufort?
Yep, Beaufort Memorial Hospital. And there's one of the nice little parks they have on Boundary. All these roads go straight to the water. There are dead ends on our left there.
And that's a
The
little
Pigeon
park.
Point Park. Yeah.
That's nice.
Great
I'll have
place
to
go
remember
out.
that for my my 4-year-old. She'd love that.
Yeah, it's a great place. Beautiful oaks down there. Open and clean.
I love these brick walls.
Very southern.
Yeah. There's a few of those over in Bluffton near Old Town.
Yeah, that's the part that feels like Beaufort the most to Old Town.
All right, so we're gonna head up here to Boundary Street,
That's just
and we're making our way over to Bay Street. So,
Boundary Street. Okay, yeah.
all right, so we're turning right on Boundary Street right now, which is kind of one of the main drags, and you're seeing a little bit of traffic here today because, as we talked about earlier in the video, we do have the Water Festival going on, which is probably the biggest event of the year in Beaufort. And it's like, is it a week long, Tim?
Yeah, it goes from like I think last Friday to this Sunday. So it's definitely the busiest time of the year. We always have, a little bit more traffic during tourism, summertime, but during the water festival time, it's the most we get, but not a lot. It's not too bad.
Yeah. All right, so we have to go up here and make a left at this stoplight. Tim, what do you think is the biggest difference between Bluffton and Beaufort, in your opinion?
I really enjoy how Beaufort is more open. In Bluffton, there's a lot of neighborhoods that you have to go into. I like the fact that Beaufort is kind of more laid out before that was happening in that way.
Yeah.
So we have laid neighborhoods, but you can just go anywhere. And the whole layout to me is, I don't ever worry about traffic over here. Sometimes when I am in Bluffton, the traffic can get a little heavy during summer times, but not terrible. Over here in Beaufort, it still seems like we're just kind of moving slow.
What's some of your favorite restaurants here?
Oh man. So if you like seafood downtown, they have Saltus. That's a really nice restaurant over there. There's also a seafood called Dockside on the other side of Lays Island. Great views. Downtown Beaufort has a Hearth Pizza,
Okay.
which is a great little spot to
Yeah,
go.
I like that spot.
There's Blackstone's also in Beaufort is a good little spot. You can get breakfast. This place right up here on the right at Urban Market, it's really good food if you like quick bites to eat and coffee.
Definitely a big variety of architecture here. I mean, you've got new buildings, old buildings, buildings that are hundreds of years old.
Yep.
Some have been redone, some are a little more dilapidated, but definitely does not feel cookie cutter at all. And they're not going to tell you necessarily what color you can paint your house.
Nope.
We just saw a pink house. So
That's right. The only situation you might run into that in Beaufort, downtown Beaufort, is right here on Bay Street.
yeah,
Where the historic homes lie, and those are homes from the 1700s, 1800s. So rightfully so, there's some kind of stipulation to not have them bright pink.
and directly out in front of us is the water.
Yep, we're on Bay Street now.
So if we followed this road around Bay Street, this basically is where all the shops and dining and restaurant, and if you go back and you watch my video about all the things to do in Beaufort, I do walk around there and talk about that just a little bit. And look at these trees. And we've got a little bit of wind today. I'm hoping that it doesn't affect the quality of our video too much. But so here's another example right here, this White House. That one recently sold. And this one was built in 1870, and it's 2,400 square feet and change on 0.22 of an acre, so a small lot. And this one sold for $1,850,000. So definitely, I think that might be the most expensive one that we're going to go look at today.
And these ones on the road here, these are historic homes.
Yeah.
There's no telling what stories come along with that price.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's almost like owning a piece of artwork.
It really is.
I think. All right, so I think we have one more house to go see. Again, I just wanted to give you guys a flavor of sort of what you get for the money here in downtown. So let's head on to our last one, which I think is over on King Street.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So all this stuff right here by the water, this is all going to be very historic. And probably the vast majority of this stuff was built in the 1800s. Is that fair to say, Tim?
That is fair to say. They all have the same classic Southern look.
Yeah. They've got the big front porches. It's like reminiscent of Gone with the Wind or Pat Conroy. Wow. Look at some of these on the right. Absolutely beautiful. And then you've got some little tiny ones too.
I think that
Look at this on the right. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's classic right there.
And some of them have like historic designation signs out front. What do you think of this little marketplace here?
This was what I was telling you about, the urban marketplace. I love this place. It started off like as a not really all vegan or vegetarian. They had a couple options, but they got new owners, so they have a couple different choices in there, but really good food.
And it's pronounced Herban or Heban?
Yeah, urban, like
Urban?
urban, yeah.
Oh, like herb, like Herb, like herb.
Yep.
Herban. Okay. All right, so this last one we're going to drive by is on King Street. And we're almost there. Kind of going down a little alleyway here.
Yeah, it butts up to the elementary school here up this road.
And you said you went to this elementary?
Yeah, I
Okay.
went to this elementary school. And
Okay, so this one right here. And this was built in 2006, 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 0.12 lot. And this one sold for just over $1 million.
so yeah, one block over. You can get
Love
a little newer house for about half as much
Yeah,
if you don't want the historic whole experience.
very nice. All right, well, Tim, thanks for riding along with me today and sharing some of your local knowledge.
Yeah, I'm glad to.
Any takeaways from anything you'd want to share with people that are thinking about relocating to your hometown? Are you going to welcome them in?
I will welcome them in. You know, as a local here in a town that was very small, I'm used to welcoming in people. It's been that way always because it's such a beautiful place, and we are always getting people coming in either due to the military or just people are finding out about how good we are down here. So yeah, I would say come on down, find you a good spot. If you like walking around in like historic Beaufort, this is a great area. And then we have a lot of little smaller areas that would be just as good for someone who just wants to be near it all.
Yeah, and if you want to be right here in the historic district, we showed you a little bit of everything today from 300,000 up to, a couple million. So something for everybody. Thank you for staying till the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed touring historic downtown Beaufort and getting to see exactly what you get from the money, from about 300,000 all the way up to a couple million. And of course, if I can help you find your own low country lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. And as always, I hope to meet you in person at some point, or at least see you on the next video.